The most unbelievable hour of television starts right now. And Kelly Packard is standing by live at Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, with 90,000 fans.
Thanks, Dean. You can feel the excitement in the air here inside the stadium. It's pre-game time at one of the biggest college football games of the year, and we're here to see an unbelievable demonstration before the players take the field. This is Claudia Gomez, an acrobat who is also the most unique archer in the world. Hey, Claudia, it's nice to meet you. So tell me about what you're going to be doing tonight.
I'm going to be shooting a bow and arrow.
Okay, I have to say that doesn't sound very unique.
Well, I do it with my feet.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. How do you do that?
Doing a handstand.
Okay, wait a minute. How on earth do you hold the bow, let alone shoot it?
With my toes.
Okay, well, while I try to picture this, why don't we take the platform? Okay. Let's get everybody to count it down. Are we ready? Now, Claudia, what happened? What do you think went wrong? You missed.
You know what? It's 90,000 people behind me. So
You're nervous.
I am nervous.
Okay, well, that's a good reason. Try it again. Good luck. Okay. All right, Claudia. Can I get the booth to help me count down? Are we ready?
A Ripley's world exclusive. Cancer forced this man to make the toughest decision of his life. Amputate his penis. But that's just the beginning. Now watch as doctors try to restore his manhood by cutting off his finger and using it to rebuild him below the belt. It's a childhood fantasy come true. Two grown men will string together hundreds of party balloons, then risk their lives trying to ride them high into the sky.
This is the first time anybody's done this, so we have no idea what's going to happen.
Can they capture a Ripley's record? We're just minutes from liftoff. Plus, the cunning karate-chopping chimp ready to take on Jackie Chan. Our very own Tiger Man implants whiskers in tonight's unbelievable update. And these two-piece suits are truly twisted. Ripley's put see-through balloon bikinis to the test. Only on Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Hello and welcome to the Ripley's Warehouse. Tonight's show is packed with all new, unbelievable stories, starting with this. This is a standard skateboard, about 30 inches long. But a couple of friends from Southern California wanted a bigger ride. Next thing you know, this 10-foot monster came rolling down the street. Check it out. Whenever Todd Swank goes out boarding, he always makes a big impression. Believe it or not, that's because Todd has built the world's biggest skateboard.
Think of a small car without brakes, cruising down the street, out of control. It could be very dangerous.
And for Ripley's on a closed-off street, Todd and his 4 friends are going to take this monster of a board out in public and try to pull off some awesome but risky new moves.
Billy got ran over by the tire and broke his leg, but trying to see if we can do it without getting hurt.
Growing up in San Diego, the sidewalk surfing capital of the world, Todd couldn't get enough board time.
moved to California, and there was a skate park right down the street, and went there once and was just hooked.
Todd's obsession with the sport even led him to create his own skateboarding business. But Todd's dreams were bigger than just owning a company. He wanted to create a skateboard that people would never forget. Using tires from a sports car and a specially designed giant deck, after a month of intensive labor, the new board was finally finished.
We decided to build the world's biggest skateboard just pretty much for fun, and it came out, and it works.
And riding around on a 10-foot-long, 4-foot-wide, 500-pound skateboard with no brakes isn't exactly easy. But Todd and his crew aren't content simply cruising the streets of San Diego. Now they're heading to the Strand, where they'll try to pop a wheelie without wiping out.
We got Kevin and Josh working the left flank. Todd and Damon will be over here on the right, and I'm going to be the point man, as we call it. And I kind of balance out because I'm the heavier, fatter guy.
To get the skateboard going, Todd and his friends get a running start.
I got to ask like that.
They jump on and position themselves at the back of the board.
Okay.
Then, in unison, they force the monster skateboard onto 2 wheels. Incredibly, they manage to hang on and surf the sidewalk. But Todd's not resting on his incredible accomplishment. No, he's already planning his next extreme skateboard.
A skateboard hot rod, and you have a big stick shift, and you ride it standing up. That'll be dangerous.
The guys say that the only flaw of this gargantuan board is that it has no brakes. So if you see it coming, get out of the way. Now, farmers down in Texas were faced with a dilemma. Prairie dogs were digging up their crops, and the cattle were sometimes breaking their legs in the holes. So the farmers hired the Pied Piper of prairie dogs. But locals questioned their choice when the animal lover arrived in town, armed only with a giant vacuum. These furry little guys used to be found everywhere on the Great Plains. But as more and more people move into their territory, the prairie dogs are left with less than 1% of their original habitat, and the small animals have nowhere to go. But now the prairie dogs have a new ally. Gay Balfour has come up with a unique way of relocating the prairie dog. Believe it or not, he uses a huge vacuum cleaner to literally suck prairie dogs out of their holes.
We don't shoot, trap, or poison. It's animal friendly.
Gay happened upon the idea for his unusual business 10 years ago, when a local Native American tribe was having trouble growing corn.
They had planted 16 types of corn on that field, and the prairie dogs there had dug it all up in 3 days.
But how could Gay catch the prairie dogs without harming them so they could be relocated? His solution? Converting an old sanitation vacuum truck that he padded on the inside with thick cushions to be absolutely sure the little guys land safely.
We worked 45 minutes and caught 23 prairie dogs with it.
Today, Gay is working to move a colony of prairie dogs from this empty lot to a safe location at a nearby park. He begins by taking a walk and mapping out the prairie dog holes. Next, Gay brings in the truck, then inserts the vacuum tube into the hole, and the machine is turned on. Although the wind speed in the tube is an estimated 200 to 300 miles an hour, the weight of the prairie dog slows them down through the tunnel to a rate of only 5 miles an hour, a speed that guarantees the animals will not be hurt. And although the prairie dogs are a little dazed at first, they quickly adapt to their new surroundings.
Number 13, and it's an adult male.
At the end of the day, the little prairie dogs are then dusted for fleas and put into air-conditioned trailers complete with food and water. From there, Gay takes them to state-approved sites and turns them over to officials for safe release.
Wherever we're needed, we travel.
Believe it or not. As you just witnessed, prairie dogs can survive a ride in that specially designed vacuum, but your family pet won't.
The Ripley's World Tour takes you to Thailand to witness a forbidden practice, ritual neck binding. For the first time anywhere, a woman will risk her life trying to remove these death rings. See what happens and what's hidden beneath. Plus, dozens of people are busy tying together hundreds of party balloons. Can these two men possibly ride them all the way to 18,000 feet?
We're going to have to fly it by almost the seat of our pants.
And these aren't your kids' balloons anymore.
It's something exceptional. It's beautiful.
Would you dare to wear transparent blow-up bikinis? That and a lot more straight ahead on Ripley's. Amazing stories and unbelievable people. Ripley's Believe It or Not.
I think every kid has wondered at one time or another, how many helium balloons would it take to actually lift you off the ground? Well, here at Ripley's, we'll give you the answer. Best friends Mike Howard and Steve Davis are moments away from attempting a potentially deadly feat that no one's ever had the nerve to try. In a daring undertaking that you'll only see on Ripley's, these two fearless thrill seekers are tying together 400 helium-filled balloons, attaching a makeshift seat, and believe it or not, hoping to fly. And while just getting off the ground will be a challenge in itself, these guys are aiming to ride their homemade contraption all the way to 18,000 feet, nearly 4 miles up.
This is the first time anybody's done this, so we have no idea what's going to happen.
The lofty dream was born a year ago when Mike and Steve, who've been skydiving together for years, were looking for a new high-altitude way to test their skills. It's pre-dawn on flight day. 40 volunteers hustle to fill the extra-large party balloons. And one thing's certain, the two daredevils are about to embark on their riskiest adventure ever.
There's always a little bit of fear, but you need that fear to keep you sane, keep you sharp. If you're just complacent about it, you would be in serious trouble.
Since each balloon can only lift about a pound, Mike and Steve will need hundreds of them to lift the combined weight of their bodies and their vehicle, roughly 400 pounds. With most of the balloons inflated, the men anxiously await daybreak. Mike and Steve's improvised and untested aircraft is now ready for flight. Everything's set to go, but will it even get off the ground? It's 6 a.m. The sun peeks over the mountains.
Absolutely perfect. It doesn't get any better than this.
It's finally time to go. Both men can't help but feel a little nervous. But after months of precise planning and a good luck kiss from their wives, Mike and Steve strap themselves to their seats. The crew makes one final safety inspection. Everything looks good. Will they be able to lift off?
Ready to go.
Call it. Launch, launch, launch.
Amazingly, Mike and Steve have no problem getting airborne. The balloon-powered craft begins to rise steadily.
Our speed right now is 5.5 knots off to the south here.
The airship continues to rise, now reaching 2,000 feet. Everything is going according to plan, and the whimsical craft floats higher into the sky. With no major problems so far, Mike and Steve breathe a sigh of relief.
We have a healthy ascent rate and are stable and looking good.
It's a truly unbelievable sight. Two grown men sailing through space on party balloons. But unexpectedly, the rapid ascent causes many of the helium balloons to expand and burst. Despite the loss of 15 balloons, the men continue climbing, soaring toward the stratosphere at a rate of 500 feet per minute. So fast, in fact, that they're now passing their 18,000-foot goal by over 200 feet.
Off to the south here.
But there's no celebrating yet. Up here, the air is so thin, Mike and Steve need oxygen masks to breathe. And even the camera starts to malfunction. The adventurers did not plan on going this high.
Okay, let's bring her down.
At this altitude, even these experienced skydivers aren't sure what to expect. Mike and Steve are forced to begin their descent immediately, and there's only one way to do it.
So we're going to start popping some balloons here in about a minute.
The two take out knives, even a BB gun, and start slashing and blowing away balloons. Helium is clearly visible in the sky. After shooting out 10 balloons, the men finally begin descending. But if they break too many balloons, their flyer will drop like a rock. Nearing touchdown, they encounter another problem. They're drifting into a restricted area.
This is Ripley's balloon to ground crews. Could you guys give us some advice? Are we going to be able to land on it, or do we need to try to fly on?
The daredevils hold for an all clear and then get permission to touch down. Soon after, they're greeted by two very relieved wives. Mike Howard and Steve Davis successfully complete their precarious flight in just under 2 hours.
We couldn't have flown it better if we had done it 18 times before. It was just incredible.
Living out a fantasy most kids can only dream about, and officially setting a landmark Ripley's record.
This thing flew like a champ.
Ripley's has sent camera crews around the globe to document the unbelievable. For example, the neck ring women of Burma have been photographed many times. But only on Ripley's will one brave mother risk her life by taking them off. Thailand is tonight's stop on the Ripley's World Tour. Hidden in the hills of Thailand, the women of the Padong tribe are famous for an ancient but recently outlawed tradition. Since childhood, they're fitted with brass rings that elongate their necks to an unbelievable 8 inches or more.
ท้อออกใหม่ๆแล้วก็คอยาวแล้วคอจะออกนิดหน่อยแล้วก็ถอนานๆแล้วก็ไม่เป็นไรตั้งคอได้
And now, in this Ripley's exclusive, one brave woman will try to remove the rings for the first time anywhere, a procedure long believed to be fatal. The bizarre tradition began as a way to prevent adultery. It was believed that the rings would scare off men from other tribes. But over time, the unusual tradition actually became a sign of beauty. Girls begin wearing the rings when they're just 5 years old. The loops, which are soldered on, are meant to be permanent. And as girls pass into adulthood, more and more rings are added. By the time they're grown, the 8 pounds of metal they wear is just part of everyday life. Eating, sleeping, even washing up, everything is done in the rings. Because the neck muscles grow so weak over time, it's long been believed that removing the coils leads to death, the weight of the head snapping the spine like a twig. But Moji, a local woman, is ready to step into the 21st century and shed her rings. First, the metal is carefully cut. Then the coils are slowly unwound. Underneath, the skin is badly bruised. But despite how bad it looks, she claims that she is not in pain. Incredibly, with the metal removed, the source of the deformity is clear. Although Moji's neck looks extremely elongated, it's actually her collarbones and rib cage that have been compressed, changing shape and creating the illusion that Moji's neck has been stretched. The neck muscles are underdeveloped, and the woman has a hard time supporting her head. In fact, she finds the open air too much to take. And changing her mind, she actually asks to have the rings reattached. Even though in time the muscles would have grown strong, she has decided that she's more comfortable wrapped in the past.
The world-exclusive story only Ripley's can bring you. Watch as doctors rebuild this cancer patient's penis by using his transplanted middle finger. Can this unbelievable operation possibly work? Plus, he's a martial arts master. And he's a monkey. See what happens when this chimp goes ape. Also, how does this man entertain his friends? By swallowing a snake whole, then heaving it back out alive. And in tonight's unbelievable update, Ripley's own Tiger Man undergoes his strangest transformation yet. It's all ahead, only on Ripley's. Ripley's world of unbelievable animals.
He has the strength of 3 grown men, a black belt in karate, and capable of moves no human can manage. And believe it or not, this martial arts master is a chimp.
Hate to say it, a lot of his karate moves, especially his jump spinning heel kick, he could actually throw it better than any human.
Niagara Falls, New York residents Carmen and Christy Presti have been rescuing unwanted primates for decades. 14 years ago, they heard from an associate about an abandoned chimp named Charlie. Once they brought him back to the house, Carmen, a black belt karate instructor, realized Charlie was watching the lessons he gave his students very closely.
I noticed one day that he was stomping and slapping a red focus pad. I said, well, I'll teach him how to make a fist.
But would it be possible to teach a chimpanzee the ancient art of karate? Soon, Charlie was being drilled daily on various self-defense techniques. He quickly moved through the basic punches and kicks, but Charlie had some secret moves Carmen wasn't ready for.
He could actually choke you out with his foot, and no human could choke you with this foot.
And in the crowning moment of Charlie's karate career, he even received an honorary black belt for his amazing skills. But if you think Charlie's just going through the motions, think again. This chimp has a kick so accurate, it puts most people to shame. Carmen demonstrates by dangling an apple from his hand. Charlie scopes the target, then effortlessly executes a perfect kick, knocking the apple out of Carmen's hand and sending it flying across the room.
It's kind of strange to see a chimpanzee doing a jump spinning heel kick that, honestly, no human could throw one like that. It's just unbelievable.
But Charlie's not just accurate, he's tough too. Using a lethal spinning jump heel kick, Charlie's attempting to break the board Carmen is holding in his hands. Charlie sets, he jumps, pulls a 360, and smashes the board in two. And in case you're wondering when Charlie, a 210-pound, enormously strong chimpanzee, practices his karate, the answer is anytime he wants to.
There's no way I could make a 16-year-old chimp perform karate if he didn't want to do it. He just likes it. He puts on that gi and his belt, and he's all set to go.
Ripley's unbelievable animals.
When I first heard about this next story, I thought, this cannot be true. But here at Ripley's, every single story we show is absolutely true. We take great pains to verify every story. Not me personally, but we have researchers out there who make sure each story is 100% accurate. Now, for the first time anywhere, in a Ripley's exclusive, here is the story of a man who lost his manhood, then turned to his left amputated finger for a second chance. Unbelievable, but true. So believe it.
Gaius Chikeli looks like any other Hollywood tourist. But this loving father is actually facing a devastating decision. You see, Gaius has cancer, and the only chance to stop the deadly disease is to amputate his penis. Now, in this primetime world exclusive, Ripley's will document a shocking and experimental medical procedure as doctors attempt to replace Gaios' diseased penis with his own middle finger. A native of the former Soviet Republic of Georgia, Gaios is a teacher and a dedicated family man. So devoted that when his beloved wife was stricken with a fatal disease, Gaios hid his own horrifying illness in order to spare her the heartache in her final days. But now, since his wife's death, Gaios is forced to face his own life-threatening disease, penile cancer. Doctors give him little chance of survival unless the cancer is stopped. But is Gaios prepared to sacrifice his very manhood for a chance to live? Gathering the courage and desperate to live, he chooses to go through with the surgery. The surgery is successful. Doctors stop the cancer, but the procedure also has devastating side effects. Gaios slips into a deep depression. In his culture, where a man's virility is his life, how would Gaios function without his penis? Despondent, he turns to Dr. Ivan Kuzanov, one of the most renowned surgeons in the Republic of Georgia.
В первую очередь он хотел вернуть себе мужское достоинство. То, что у него во время операции было убрано.
Dr. Kuzanov shocks Gaios with a scary but potential solution. A never-before-tried procedure that might help him. One that sounds so far-fetched, no one can possibly know if it will work. It's an experimental surgery that comes with a catch. A big one. Gaios will have to agree to sacrifice one of his fingers so that surgeons can attempt to rebuild what's left of his penis. The finger will give the reconstructed organ mobility, allowing it to move up and down naturally. But with so many nerve endings and blood vessels, it will be extremely complicated. In addition to the fact that Gaios will already lose a finger, he could also suffer permanent nerve damage or even die from blood loss. It's a tough decision that could help him or just do more damage. But Gaios reaches a life-altering conclusion. He's gonna do it. A team of multiple doctors embark on a landmark surgery. As seen in this actual operating room footage, the first obstacle is to safely amputate Gaios' middle finger, complete with knuckles, leaving the bone intact. Step by delicate step, the surgeons begin reshaping the finger, expanding its width by using skin from Gaios' right arm and leg. Finally, doctors are ready to attempt the most dangerous part of the procedure, the critical and tedious task of reattaching nerve endings to the abdominal wall. After nearly a full day of continuous surgery, the groundbreaking operation is finally over. Doctors are exhausted, but even these skilled surgeons don't know for a fact if this medical first will be successful. All they can do now is wait and hope. In the beginning, each day is a struggle. It takes Gaios 24 hours just to resume walking. It's over a week before he can use the bathroom on his own, and even then it is extremely painful. The thought of urinating through his finger is still hard for Gaios to handle. After 2 months of recovery, everything seems to be going well. Soon, he resumes his social life, meeting a widow with whom he's become romantically involved. But will Gaios be able to have an erection?
В данный момент, уже год после операции, у него оргазм сохранен, он чувствует даже извержение спермы, вот, которое выходит по уретре, вот даже это он чувствует.
Incredibly, everything works as planned, and Gaios is able to carry on a normal sex life. Even traveling to Hollywood to tell his amazing story to Ripley's for the very first time anywhere.
ჩემ თავს ისევ ახალგაზრდად ვგრძნობ და ვგრძნობდი. სურვილი მქონდა ქალთან მეცხოვრა და მცხვენოდა რომ მივსულიყავი იმ ნაწილით რაც მქონდა.
With a new lease on life, Gaios exercises regularly, watches what he eats, and no longer feels embarrassed around other people. In fact, Gaios can't wait to return home to ask his new love to be his wife.
This entertainer has an unbelievable act like no other on earth. He'll swallow an entire snake, let it swim through his stomach, then spit it out alive. Plus, he wouldn't be a tiger if he didn't have whiskers. Watch as this man gets permanent implants in tonight's unbelievable update. And the French designer who's come up with a tantalizing new use for balloons. Ripley's Test the Waters with these one-of-a-kind see-through swimsuits. Next. Lal Bahadur is a man who can really draw a crowd on the streets of India. That's because once a month, in a gut-wrenching display, Lal amazes his friends by actually swallowing poisonous snakes, letting them swim around in his stomach, then bring them back out unharmed. What this one-of-a-kind snake charmer does is definitely life-threatening. Each time could be his last. Besides possibly choking to death, Lal never knows when his venomous pet could turn on him. Lal begins by gently removing the serpent from its clay pot. But be warned, what Lal is about to do is extremely dangerous, and he has spent an entire lifetime perfecting the methods he uses. Don't try this at home. Lal coaxes the reptile into his mouth and without hesitation gulps it down with some water. Proving he isn't a hoaxer, Lal opens his mouth and the snake is gone. Incredibly, only moments later, he brings the creature back up, alive.
मैं इस आइटम को जब करने लगा तो इस आइटम को सिखाने में
To find out exactly what's going on inside Lal's stomach, Ripley's took him to the local hospital for an ultrasound. With equipment in place, Lal once again prepares the snake. Quickly inserting the slithery creature, a drink of water helps him work it down. Unbelievably, the doctor points out the snake, alive and clearly visible, squirming inside Lal's stomach. But unexpectedly, Lal feels the sharp pain of the snake biting into his insides. Fearing the snake may do more damage, Lal takes quick and shallow breaths until he can regurgitate the snake. Amazingly, both Lal and the serpent escape unharmed from this truly risky, unbelievable act.
It flies higher than the Concorde, has a longer wingspan than the Boeing 747, and it can stay in the air for over 5 days without having to refuel. This is the Helios, a solar wing that set a world record for highest altitude of any non-rocket powered aircraft at 96,863 feet. 1,775 solar panels eliminate the need for expensive and heavy liquid fuel. Its flexible, curved-shaped wing was built to survive turbulence, but don't expect to see this sunship technology replace the commercial jet anytime soon. This 1,300-pound aircraft can only carry 100 pounds of payload. Many of you out there may recognize this next gentleman. We've had him on the show before. He's Native American who is physically transforming himself into a tiger. Well, his latest modification warranted a follow-up with a man called Stalking Cat. Here's tonight's unbelievable update.
For over 2 decades, he's lived surrounded by mystery. A man whose very appearance is so shocking, he no longer goes out in public. Believe it or not, Dennis Avner is turning himself into a cat. And in this Ripley's exclusive, he'll undergo a body modification so bizarre and painful, it's never been attempted before. Cat, as Dennis is known, was born into a mixed Native American heritage. In tribal ceremonies when he was just a boy, Dennis was given the name Stalking Cat. Since then, he's become obsessed with a very real physical transformation.
Basically, it's something that I had to do. I really didn't have any choice in the matter.
First came a series of agonizing and permanent facial tattoos. Next, more radical changes. Custom tiger fangs, claws, cat's eye contact lenses. Cat has also had solid surgical-grade silicone implanted into his face to change its shape. Next, a feline cleft cut into his upper lip, and his nose flattened. In his most recent procedure documented by Ripley's, Cat's ears were radically restructured to give them a pointed appearance. And now, Ripley's documents Cat's most extreme modification to date. A one-of-a-kind procedure that will actually give him artificial whiskers, something that has never been tried.
Well, I've been looking forward to this for several years, so I'm glad we're finally ready to do it.
The 8-inch whiskers themselves are made of nylon monofilament, with the ends attached to minuscule metal fittings. These are threaded so each whisker can be screwed into a metal anchor permanently embedded in Cat's cheeks.
Okay, take a look at that in the mirror.
I think you can go up as high as right there.
Okay.
Once Cat gives his okay on the placement, the piercings begin, creating 12 holes in Cat's upper lip so the whisker assemblies can be inserted. It's an agonizing procedure that lasts well over an hour.
Exhale.
Now, each whisker is ready to be carefully screwed into place. The screws allow Cat to remove the whiskers before he goes to sleep.
Voila.
With the last one in place, Cat smooths back his one-of-a-kind whiskers. So what does he think of his new face?
Looks good. Came out quite well. We have some adjustment to do on it, like we kind of figured from the very beginning, but it looks like it's going to work out real good.
And Cat is not yet finished with his transformation. Next, he plans to have an animatronic tail surgically attached to his tailbone. A tail that will move when his muscles twitch. And you better believe that Ripley's will be there when he does it.
Next, animal balloons, guaranteed to bring out the animal in you. Ripley's makes a sexy pit stop in Paris and uncovers an amazing new twist in revealing bikinis. And it looks like a Halloween doll, but this tiny torso used to be a full-grown human being. Find out how it got this way when we explore the Ripley's vault. Next. Stories you can't imagine, people you won't believe. Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Balloons. You can blow them up, pop them, even turn them into animals. But now, believe it or not, you can wear them too.
I make some sculpture with balloon, and I can do everything with balloon.
Jean-Charles Briand is a well-known balloon artist in the world's fashion capital, Paris. But recently, he decided to expand his horizons, from making balloon animals to making these one-of-a-kind balloon bikinis.
I did sexy bikinis with balloon because I like the girl and the woman, and you can imagine everything with the balloon.
Leaving little to the imagination, these stretchy, thin creations take about 2 hours to put together, and even include accessories like shoes and a purse. But Jean-Charles warns that wearing these revealing clothes can be risky.
It's very dangerous. It's fun, but dangerous. Some people can touch you and break the balloon.
And although these bikinis look beautiful, no one knows what will happen in the water. Now, these models are bravely taking their bubbly bikinis for a test swim. But it seems these balloon bikinis still want to float.
But I think it's a little bit strange, of course, especially in the water. Of course, it's not for every day, but it's something exceptional, and it's nice, it's beautiful.
You are now in the Ripley's vault, a storage and private display area in the sub-basement of the warehouse. And here is where you will find the collection's most rare artifacts. Shrunken heads are a dime a dozen in this place, but this particular shrunken head still has the torso attached, thanks to the Javaro Indians of Ecuador. They are the last recorded culture on Earth to have practiced the ancient ritual. What makes a torso so rare is that warriors sometimes had to trek hundreds of miles home after a battle, so they would normally just cut off the enemy's head as a trophy. But in this case, the entire corpse was taken as a souvenir. The tribe then boiled and dried as much as they could. Unbelievable? Believe it.
We're here.
Tonight.
Ben, what are you... These things attacked me.
Enough! Evil.
There's something in my house!
Makes a house call. Kristen Stewart, The Messengers. Tonight at 7. Only on Chiller. Scary good.
I say the Ripper weighs 3,000 pounds.
Let's go kill ourselves a legend.
That'll do, pig.
What the?
That'll do.
How does it feel to be so low on the food chain?
Pig Hunt. Premieres Friday at 9. Only on Chiller.